Storing water in containers. There are many ways of storing rainwater in different types of containers, ranging from a small bucket to tanks to small dams. We have become used to seeing the 5,000-litre green tanks attached to rooftops throughout South Africa, of which the JoJo tanks are the most common. Tanks are found above ground, below ground, or partially buried. Above-ground tanks. Above-ground tanks can be constructed out of a range of different materials, including plastic, plaster block, corrugated iron, ferro-cement, natural stone, bitumen, or geofabric. These tanks come in a variety of shapes and sizes, and it is also possible to use more than one tank if the roof catchment area is large enough. Recent studies have found that plastic tanks are approximately half the cost of any other tank type for a typical household application. They are also quicker and easier to install and have fewer quality and leakage issues. One of the disadvantages of plastic tanks is that they have an expected lifespan of between 10 and 20 years, whereas well-constructed ferro-cement or plaster block tanks can last for up to 30 years with ongoing minor repairs. Plastic tanks typically come in sizes between 1,000 and 10,000 litres, and they must always be positioned properly on level and stable bases. Underground tanks. It is often more effective to collect the surface runoff from the ground into underground tanks, as we can collect water from a much bigger catchment area than just the area of the roof. Underground tanks come in many shapes and sizes and can be completely buried or only partially so. In Puccini and Pudiciaba, an innovative approach was adopted whereby reinforced JoJo tanks were buried in the ground. This made storage of 15,000 litres per household affordable. Once the water is collected in the underground tank, the problem is then how to get the water out of the tank. There are a number of cheap and easy ways. The easiest is using a bucket on a rope. There are also simple siphon pumps available, as well as hand pumps and foot pumps known as treadle pumps. If you position the tanks above the garden or field where the water is to be used, then it is also possible for the water to gravity feed out of these tanks. Collecting water from roofs has a number of advantages over other surfaces. Roofs are physically in place and runoff is immediately accessible. Water collected from roofs is much cleaner than from ground runoff, and most of the rainwater falling on a roof can be collected, as there is little absorption or infiltration on the roof surface, with thatch being an exception. There are three main components to roof water harvesting: the roof, the gutter, and the storage tank. Most roofs are suitable for rainwater collection, including corrugated iron, slate, fibre cement, and tiles. However, roofs painted with metallic or lead paint should not be used because the metals are toxic and can poison the water. There are also a number of different gutters that are widely used in South Africa. PVC gutters are well suited to houses which are constructed more formally, but they are difficult to attach to informal housing such as huts and shacks and cannot be used on thatched roofs. Sheet metal gutters are made from flat galvanized sheets or from corrugated sheets which have been flattened with a hammer. Homemade gutters can accommodate the challenges presented by informal or traditional housing, and can be hung from roof sheets which are skew by attaching them with fencing wire. These gutters are more adaptable than PVC guttering, as they can be bent or twisted to ensure that sufficient slope is achieved in situations where roof lines do not slope consistently. However, sheet metal gutters cannot easily be used on rondables or thatched roofs. Year-round HDPE guttering is a patented system that is specifically designed for collecting water from thatched roofs. It is a highly flexible system which is well suited to the widely varying construction situations found in rural buildings. The gutters can bend around corners and can easily accommodate changes in level.